As Newton enters his first full offseason of OTAs and minicamps, he spoke to ESPN's George Smith about the biggest lesson he learned in his first year in Carolina.
The biggest lesson is, never underestimate this league. I came into this league with one thing and I left with a whole newfound respect. You have to, pay homage to this league, or, you have to learn the hard way. But that's something that I've gone on off season and worked on the field and off the field. I'm aware of the sophomore slump and I want to stay away from that, but I'm not going to sit on that. I'm just going to do any and everything that I can do to for myself. Watch film, stay extra, just do the things that is going to make this transition smooth as possible.
Taking a look at Newton's record rookie campaign by the numbers, these are ridiculous. Put the league on notice in 2011, throwing for 422 yards against the Cardinals in Week 1, the most ever by a player in his NFL debut. Newton finished the season with a rookie record 4,051 passing yards, 10th highest total in the league, nearly 1,500 more yards than all Panthers quarterbacks in 2010. How about 10? Newton became the first rookie ever with at least 10 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing touchdowns in a season, joining Dante Culpepper in 2002 as the only players with such a season since 2000. All told, he combined for 35 passing and rushing touchdowns, 5th most in the NFL last season, and the most ever by a rookie. He broke Charlie Carley's rookie record, which had stood since '48. His 14 rushing touchdowns, the most ever by an NFL quarterback, 2nd most in the league behind Eagles tailback LaShawn McCoy. And we're going to finish with number 1, the number of players to register 4,000 passing yards and 500 rushing yards in the same season after Newton did it in 2011. It is all his. The numbers outstanding. We heard him use the word sophomore slump. There's a reason there's something called a sophomore slump, and really he set the bar so high it's difficult to surpass that. But we'll start with you, Herm. Give us the chance that he regresses from those numbers or the chance that he surpasses those numbers this season.
I do not think he will surpass those numbers. It's just too hard. And I spoke to Cam Newton this offseason. I told him this. I said, Cam, you had a wonderful year. I mean, you beyond anyone's expectations. Maybe not your own, but anyone else's. And I said, what you have to do now, you have to find a way to win football games. That's the key. It's not about the numbers. It's about winning games. You won 6 games last year. Can you win 4 more this year? Can you become a playoff team? I think he understands that. In this conversation we just looked at, he understands that his mood swings cannot be looked upon when he's on the sideline. He puts a towel over it. That's a learning part of the process. He's gained respect, not only in his football team, but in the National Football League. Now he has to find a way to win games. He has to be better in the red zone. Can't turn the ball over in crucial situations. And if he can do that, and I think he will, this team is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, but the player who records he broke was Peyton Manning. And Peyton Manning had no sophomore slump. Matter of fact, he had a rookie year slump, 3-13.
Yeah.
Then it turned into a 13-3 season in his second year. So Cam Newton, with that confidence and that skill set, I think can go out there and even surpass those numbers, but in a different way. Think about if he could get 30 touchdowns passing instead of 21. And then maybe not so many running touchdowns, but 10. And if you add those two up, that actually surpasses the 35 total touchdowns he had last year. I could easily see this guy going out there and playing even better.
And the offense they run there under Rob Jasinski is one I'm very familiar with. We ran the same thing in New York, and it's shifting and motioning, and there's a lot to it. And Cam did a great job with it early, and they kept adding more to it. Now he's got a complete off-season to study it and get that much better at it. And the other thing I really liked is that he talked about the problems he had and the things that he can get better at. And when you see a young player with that type of self-awareness, that's really encouraging as a coach, because you know that he's identified that weakness, he's going to work on that weakness, and that leadership is going to improve, and I think those wins will come, Herm.
He is a tremendous competitor. There is no doubt. I mean, I was fortunate enough to cover him at Auburn, did SEC games and watched him play there. There's no difference in my opinion. He's the same kind of guy. He's very competitive. When he gets that ball, he is trying to win football games, and that's the key. That's the number. It's not about touchdowns and running and all of the wild plays. Can you win more games? Good quarterbacks find ways to win games.
All right, let's bring you back into the conversation.